Parts came in for my Nissan, and I need to put brakes on it because I think it's metal to metal. My Nissan. And it deserves some good attention. I guess we'll figure out what the smell is, but first, what is this smell? I do want to do a shout out to Melissa. She works with me up at the Steampunk Parlor. She gave me this hat for my birthday, my 60th birthday. Next thing is to fix this broken clip. Then you need to pump the brakes before you go driving. I really like it if you like and subscribe. That would be awesome if you did. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fixing Things. I know I promised I was gonna work on the me-haul truck, but my parts came in for my Nissan, and I need to put brakes on it because I think it's metal to metal. So today we're gonna, my Nissan Frontier, we're gonna put brakes on it. On this episode of Fixing Things, I'm always fixing things. Things just never stay fixed. I just gotta keep fixing them. Let's fix these things. My Nissan Frontier. It's actually a nice car, nice truck. It was my wife's brother's truck, and when he passed away, his wife gave it to me. And the only thing I've ever done with the truck was fix the water leak and drove it and cleaned it up. But it's a really nice vehicle. And it deserves some good attention. So let's put some brakes on this thing. Just get it up on the lift. I need to give this truck more attention, more love, and that the truck deserves it. But I'm cheap. So I bought the cheapest set of brakes that eBay had for this truck. I got all 4 rotors and all the brake pads for about $120. What does that smell? I guess we'll figure out what that smell is. But first, what is that smell? How bad these brakes are. All right, let's see how bad these brakes are. This rotor looks pretty thin. Brake pads. You can tell it's pretty. I gotta get some light on the subject. All right, now I got some light. All right, looking down through here. Looks like there's quite a bit of brake shoe left. Looking through the hole here. Yeah, the brake shoes look good on this one. And so does the rotor. But I got brand new rotors, brand new pads. So one of these brakes is messing up. One of these brakes are messing up, so I gotta figure out which one it is. But we're gonna put all new brakes on there and lube up the thingies. All right, there's two ways to do these brakes. One is just to take the pin out the sliders for the caliper. And the other one is to take the whole thing off. We have to take the whole thing off just so we can get the rotor off. But if you're leaving the rotor on, you just have to take the carriage bolts with the sliders off, and that way you can just pull the caliper out. So we're gonna do both because I want to make sure I lube up with high temp grease these the sliders. Want to spray looby dooby on everything. I'm so used to working on big stuff, forget that this little stuff is little. Maybe I need to just work on little stuff. Stop working on this big stuff. Just gonna let this is not a heavy one, so we're just gonna let it hang and it should be okay. Now we gotta get this off here. Now you can see the emergency brakes. And it looks like at one time Mr. Anthony ran this thing. That might be the smell I was smelling. Emergency brake, riding with the emergency brakes on. Okay, it still has emergency brake shoes on it. There is a little bit of grease. Not too bad. Actually, it doesn't look like the grease came from the rear end. Looks like someone used grease inside there to grease up the brake parts. Because if it was slung, it would be slung all over. And it's not slung all over. It's just on the parts. Just got some little bit of slingage. That's not rear end grease, that's axle grease. But these shoes look good. But we're gonna put brand new shoes on it, put brand new rotor on it. Alright, so here's the new rotor. It's got a coating on it. I'm not sure what the coating is for, but it's a brand new rotor. Probably just to keep it from rusting. But it looks pretty nice. Alright, definitely gotta open up the slack adjuster on the brakes. And don't forget to put your little rubber stopper in. This is where you do brake adjustments on your parking brake for the little cam that's right here. Maybe tighten it up just a hair. Maybe it was okay the way it was. Got it. Well, like I said, they look brand new. All right, that's on. Now we can put our big bolt back in. So when you're tightening these up, you gotta make sure that this thing doesn't rotate. If it does, you gotta put a wrench on it. I'm gonna tighten them up a smidge more than the other one was. One side done. Spray a little lube on the parts. Let's take this thing apart and see what we got. These ones are on tight. You know what I'm gonna get? Breaker bar. Good to have big breaker bars. Sliding pins. All right, so you don't want to use just any type of grease. You want to use caliper grease because the brakes are at high temperatures and you need a grease that can withstand those high temperatures. There are other greases that can work, but this stuff is cheap and this one thing will probably last you 100 brake jobs or more. You can see it's got wear on it. It's got flat sides on it. That's so that the grease can go through. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. The bottom side seems to be having these rubber grommets on them. Pre-hung the shoes on here. I didn't put the little springs in yet, but I didn't want them getting in the way. Now we can throw our caliper on there. Oh wait. Got to put our little springs on there. This is going to require me to put my glasses on because I can't see up close. So what these little springs do is puts tension on them so they don't rattle and make squealing and squawking noises and stuff while you're driving. And them new calipers, slotted rotors in there look pretty good. I didn't buy them because they were slotted. I bought them because they were the cheapest ones they had. Now we just gotta do it to the other two. I do want to do a shout out to Melissa. She works with me up at the Steampunk Parlor. She gave me this hat for my birthday, my 60th birthday. Thank you for this hat. Just thank you so much. She wanted to let me know how old I am, being 60 years old. Thank you. All right, let's get started on this. Brakes on the front. Rotor looks like brand new. Let's put new stuff on there. All right, I think I found the brake that was messing up. That rotor looks rough. That rotor looks real rough. I think I'm gonna need some shocks too. I'm not sure what that is. Muffler bearing. They look like they're gonna be super easy to put on. Must have been the brake that was messing up. That looks like it's bent. That sure enough looks bent. If you look at this piece and this piece here, it's straight. That one looks bent. It may be just the I forgot to do looby dooby. Oh my gosh, those are tight. Oh, someone must have cross-threaded those in. I have to run a tap through it. Up a few notches. Oh. Oh, it's starting to get easier. I think once we get this off, we'll put it in the vise and run the bolt back in and out with the impact a couple times. Oh. That bolt is warm. And for some reason, the brake pad wasn't going on it either. So somebody, the last person who put this on, bent that all the way up. It's supposed to look like that. All right, we'll see if we'll take it over to the vise. We'll see if we can't fix that. You can see where the threads look good on the caliper. We're gonna fix it up. Definitely fix that. To the bat vise. All right, we're over here at the bat vise. And first, let's put a little bit of brake lube inside these threads. Whew, that's warm. Next thing is to fix this broken clip. I should get it. I'll take the oil off my hand. That's why I was having such a hard time trying to get that one out. So I'll put it in the right way. Oh, I guess while we got it on the vise, we'll these things were these. This one here is actually the nicest one. This is what I was saying. It's got a piece of rubber on this one. All right, I went ahead and took my linesman's pliers, and bent that back out so it doesn't rub. The dust shield, rock shield, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if we gotta move this or not. No, we don't. That's kind of funny. A rubber stopper back in. It's not twisted up. He was missing a lug nut. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on. Just put a little bit of grease on these. I've heard people say, "Oh, you ain't supposed to do that." Yeah, whatever. I like leaving vehicles better than how I got it. It's better than I got it because it got new brakes, and the brake that was messing up was the one in the back. The rotor was real thin because the brake shoe couldn't float in its hole. The caliper pins were good, but whoever installed the brakes, and he had the dealership is the only people who's ever worked on this except for me, and I only worked on it since I owned it. But he wasn't a very good driver. He also owned the Trailblazer out there, and he's always running into ditches and everything with it. And all vehicles that he had front end damage. Wonderful guy, but not a very good driver. So I can see that the plastic piece is pushed in right here, and it's actually coming through the inner fender, and it looks like it had been rubbing on the tire when they turn corners. So I'm just going to try popping that out. I might have to put some heat on it. See what's going on in here. It's 2 pieces. I think if I put some heat on that. It's not perfect, but it's 195% better than it was. It was rubbing the tire when I put a hole in there where inner fender. Probably put some zip ties on that. But it looks a lot better. Even the front bumper, the front fender or the hood one has got something happen. It's twisted a little bit. Maybe I'll fix on that a little bit too. Let's get this thing back down on its wheels. Anytime you do the brakes on a vehicle and you have to squeeze the calipers in, you need to pump the brakes before you go driving, because you may find out you don't have any brakes because you're pushing the fluid back up into the master cylinder, and now you got to push those pads back up against the rotors. Pastor Bill's tip for today. Okay, I pumped the brakes. I got plenty of good brakes now. I want to make sure the emergency brake is working. Emergency brake works good. Time for a test drive. That brakes seem to be working. Making burnt noise. ones. I know everything is right though. All right, it's smoothing out now. Wasn't for the love of God. All right. Everything is working perfect. It's not pulling to any side or anything. We got it fixed. We'll park it back in the old K corral now. Don't want to run into the me-haul truck. Noise was. All right, success. Not only that, we fixed, well, didn't fix the bumper, but made the bumper a lot better than it was. Looking kind of dreary out here. It didn't rain, but it sure looked like it was gonna. You can see this. But we got that out. That was pushed in there pretty far, and it was touching the tire when on turning. I also zip tied the front of the bumper up here, and I took a board. This was all pushed in. I took a board and put it against the tire and pulled that out to where it was supposed to be. We got it. All right, I think that's going to be it for this episode of Fixing Things. Putting brakes on a Nissan Frontier. It wasn't easy. It wasn't bad. Somebody had did a botched up brake job one time before, but it's done now and it's right. It's right. I don't take nothing to the dealer unless it's something that I can't do, that only a dealer can do. So we took the wife's Challenger to the dealer for the new key fobs, because they have to be coded by their computer. And so I bought her some key fobs for her birthday off the eBay. And I don't know, I think I'm going to get her some original ones now, because the buttons work good on it, but the start for when you put it in, sometimes it starts it, sometimes it don't. So I feel bad now, but we spent like $250 just getting the remotes activated and programmed into It's easy to get the buttons programmed. It's hard to get the ignition programmed because they don't want no one driving away with the car. Man, I busted my head up. Pulling on the zip tie and boom. Oh. Oh. All right. That's a wrap. I got all day tomorrow to do something else now. Definitely is going to be on the meat haul truck. I got to get it. I didn't get no sleep last night. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning. Laying in bed with the TV on. Watching YouTube. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you next time on Fixing Things. Hey, like and subscribe. I really like it if you like and subscribe. That would be awesome if you did. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And if these videos help you out, yeah, please like and subscribe. God bless you. I'll see you next round.